what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Power Rangers Legacy Wars. And I told you what's happening. Gold Ranger's here.
Yeah!
Oh man,
so excited.
Pumped. Never doubt me again, people.
Best episode ever.
And he's a legendary, thank you very much. Jason Lee Scott, quick as lightning, strong as steel. Watch out, danger. Oh, that's not what it says. Yeah. The Indomitable Gold Ranger is secretly Trey of Triforia. What? But when injury forced Trey to temporarily transfer his powers to another, Jason Lee Scott returned to service as the mighty Gold Zeo Ranger. Yeah, he did. All right.
Yeah, he was. What did you tell me? Like 30 episodes or so? Or
Jason was around for a while.
He was around for quite a while.
All right. So his different attacks is a quadruple kick, probably because of Trey. Leg sweep because Jason did that. He has the typical like hand up in the air like Gold Ranger.
Oh yeah.
He has his staff.
He does kind of look like he is Jason right now, actually.
Yeah. The only attack that I didn't see, I didn't read anywhere that said Gold Rush, which is his signature ability where he runs at the enemies and
yeah.
He also has this cool ability where he disappears. Oh, he looks so cool. Yeah. And you just see like a gold like blur dash around in the show. So I hope they incorporated that. Lord's Assault.
I mean, there's almost too many cool things about the Gold Ranger, especially when he's Jason, to actually talk about. I mean, you got the theme
There's
song.
The Golden Scepter attack.
Yeah.
And there it is! I saw it! That was that was his dash ability. They called it Lord's Assault. And there's your leg sweep.
Probably call it Gold Rush or something, I don't know.
Gold Rush is where he runs at people.
Oh, okay.
So they have his Scepter attack.
Everything is golden. Awesome.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be. Golden.
This is a pretty cool place to do it in the, it's nostalgia overload, especially with the
Zord graveyard, yep. Alright, that is his signature, like, one of his poses that Gold Ranger did. Yeah. He always has the hand up in the air because he is the King Ranger in Super Sentai.
Yeah.
So he is, like, a big deal. Gold Ranger!
Yeah, when he's Trey, he's actually from another planet, like a king from another planet.
Yeah, Trey of Triforia.
And then he actually goes into 3 people when he's Trey, but he has the power of like 3 people, or 3 alien people in one, and then he transfers his power to Jason, but it's like 3 people's power in one person, so...
Gold Ranger is one of the strongest Rangers ever. Billy.
And... he was primarily in the Zeo, right?
Well, he made an appearance in Power Rangers in Space, but it was Trey. So yeah, Trey loses his powers because he gets attacked by the Machine Empire, and then Jason is the only one who's able to take the Zeo powers because Billy, for a plot device, something happened. Oh, that is awesome. That is really awesome. That's a 5-hit awesome kick.
Poor Billy, he's always stuck as the secretary, kind of.
Yeah, something like, well, he built Zords and stuff like that. So something happened to Billy where he was fused with the wrong Morphin particles or something like that. He couldn't take the Gold Ranger power. So Tommy realized that another person who the Rangers knew could take on the Gold Ranger powers because he just returned to Angel Grove. So they bring in this secret guy and they transfer the powers. He smiles to the camera, and we see Austin St. John back.
Yeah, and he looks awesome when he comes back as the Gold Ranger. Yep. And, yeah.
There's Gold Ranger assist. So we're actually going to bring in Kat for a Zeo Love. There we go. So we got the pink Zeo Ranger and the gold Zeo Ranger right there.
Well, yeah, it's interesting, because when Jason comes back to the show, I mean, you see the cast, like, smiling at him, but in reality, maybe they're smiling because they've heard so much about him, but in reality, the only person that he really knew was probably
Billy,
Tommy and Billy. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah.
Because he didn't actually meet Rocky, Adam, and he had no idea who the other Yellow Ranger was, because that wasn't Aisha, that's another character.
Yeah, because at the time he was at a peace conference.
Yeah, totally. All right, it's time for Gold Ranger power, and we're fighting the Pink Zeo. So I brought in the Silver Ranger because it worked.
Yeah, so
I love that.
That
is cool.
So happy with Legacy Wars that they actually brought in, Jason as a Gold Ranger
and as a legendary.
Yes, exactly. I'm so thrilled with it. I'm just Luke has just been showing me a whole bunch of clips of the Gold Ranger. Which,
Jason is Gold Ranger.
Yeah, Jason is Gold Ranger, and it's amazing. Like, his theme song is awesome. Like, I couldn't believe they actually made an awesome music video.
Oh my god!
Where the music video actually gets attacked partway through by a crazy, like, alien monster thing, and
So cool.
It's an awesome 90s music video, but yeah, Gold Ranger has to save the day, has to save the musicians.
I think they took the name of that attack, Lord's Assault, from King Ranger in O Ranger, which is what Zeo is based after, because King Ranger is actually kind of the leader of the Rangers, and when Austin St. John comes back, he says he's not gonna try to take over leadership from Tommy, but, you know, it might end up happening, and in the show, like, they would actually purposely have Jason separate from the other Rangers because the Sentai footage had King Ranger kind of, like, leading all the Sentai Rangers, like in O Ranger.
You were definitely telling me that, so they actually tried to make it as... tried to make him as more like a special ranger, not the new leader, but in the Sentai version, he definitely was the leader.
Yeah, because he was the strongest, he was the king of the, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but there's no denying Austin St. John's, like, presence on stage and just in front of the camera. He's just got such awesome power moves that even if you put him in the back, he would still seem like the leader no matter where you put him on the camera, so it really doesn't matter. He kind of becomes the leader by default whenever he's appears, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just, he was just great. I really enjoyed the theme song and everything like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite moves in this game, I like the quadruple kick. That is to reference Trey of Triforia, because remember, Jason's abilities is from 3 aliens fused into 1. So think like Vegeta and Goku, except add a third party into the mix. That's how strong Gold Ranger would be. 3 people, 1 person. So Jason was actually able to maintain the Gold Ranger power for a very long time until the very end of Zeo. And then, of course, he did a power transfer. But it wasn't just a power transfer. The Gold Ranger powers were literally killing him. And he was just kind of like, well, that's not good. So they had to rush Trey back, and they did a gamble using Zordon's power to bring back the Gold Ranger, like the Triforia guy, into one being.
Yeah.
And they succeeded, of course.
Like, something happened to Trey, I think, where he couldn't end up using his power, so he had to transfer them. And then,
or they would be lost forever.
I think Jason was the only one who could really kind of handle the power of 3 people in one, so... that was interesting, but Trey was pretty cool. He had this cool scar across his face, and also he was kind of cool looking.
Billy actually devised a way for the golden scepter to keep recharging itself too. That also might be why Jason was having problems with the power, because the power was like not necessarily rejecting the human body.
Yeah.
But like Billy messed around with the scepter and added technology into it so it would constantly be recharging and Jason would be OP all the time. That might have been too much strain on his body, and maybe that was part of the reason why they had to bring Trey back. I don't really know, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's a really cool scene towards the end you were showing me with Rita and some other, like, monsters and stuff, kind of, like, mocking the...
Oh, that's a nice combo.
As he's, you know, losing... Oh, yeah, that definitely is. And then he's kind of, like, losing his powers little by little, and then she says, oh, I preferred you better in red anyway. So it's kind of throwback. There was a lot of throwbacks to when he was the Red Ranger, so...
When Jason comes back, that's when Power Rangers starts to have continuity. Like,
yeah, because it feels like a more cohesive, like all the Rangers are connected because it's somebody from another show. Obviously, you know, you had the Blue Ranger and Tommy, but it was kind of like when somebody left, they never came back, and I feel like he was...
And they were treated like they never existed.
Yeah, right, and I feel like he's the first person that actually came back and everyone remembered him, so it kind of showed that the old Rangers are still, you know, important, and they're still around, and they can come back at any time. It's a really cool, good feeling to have him come back.
At first, I didn't like the sweep ability, but the sweep ability actually leads into a great combo.
Yeah.
So if you get his sweep, and then you get the quadruple kick afterwards, that's an 8-hit combo right there.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome for Gold Ranger.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, in the Sentai shows, they always seem to have, you know, things where the Rangers come back or, like, do, like, different, like, mashups together, you know what I mean, of different Rangers and stuff like that. Sentai Rangers.
Yeah, but they couldn't really do that with Mighty Morphin, although I believe Zeo and the Aquatar Rangers actually did work together, because in Sentai, O Ranger and the previous Sentai show actually had a simple crossover.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Trey's story is actually kind of cool. It's kind of neat to see 3 people in one. And then, actually, Trey could actually turn into a giant.
Gold Rush. There it is.
Yeah, that is...
I hope they actually change. As much as I love Jason, the character is called Jason Lee Scott. It should be called Gold Ranger. I mean, that's just me. I mean, if they want it, you know, Saban, you want to keep it saying Jason, that's cool. But
I like it.
You know, bathrobe guy. So I want to see what Gold Rush is. That is Jason's signature ability that they actually gave to the assist character. So we're gonna block a little bit, use some of our assists. That's a nice little combo right there. So Lord's Assault right into the Scepter. Come on, where's Gold Rush? Ow. Come on, I want to see this, Time for a Gold Rush after a quad kick. Get some distance and bring in Gold Rush. Here we go.
On the Gold Rush.
Yep.
Nice.
That's show accurate.
Yep, that does just look like the show, actually.
The only thing they could have done is added, like, maybe a little bit of a blur effect when he's running, because he's supposed to be running at super speed. He's not just, like, running at you like, ah! It's supposed to have, like, a... Like, maybe start doing what Trent's, like, kind of, like, dash ability would be, except have that as a running animation. But I don't think they're going to mess with it, because Gold Ranger people is coming September 29th. Yeah! So, we have an early preview of this. We're very excited. I knew about this for months, and I had to keep my mouth shut.
I know.
And I was, like, so cryptic, like, telling a lot of the other, like, Ranger content creators, he's coming, don't worry about it. It's like, but I didn't know all the different moves. I didn't know he was going to be a legendary until, like, about a week ago, before they said, you know, he's in development. The White Snow Ranger we thought was going to be more popular of a vote, and I was like, psh, that's until you let my fans vote. And my fans were like, we dominated that poll.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, just as soon as you started playing with him just now, your whole face and, like, whole, you know,
he's my favorite character.
Just lit up.
If I have to drop $100 for Gold Ranger, I will. I will.
He definitely looks totally powerful. And if you guys have not seen the Gold Ranger in action, he definitely is really cool to see in the show. He's got several Zords, actually. He's this really powerful...
Pyramidas, Warrior Wheel. He brought the
sword.
super Zeo Zords.
Yeah, you guys should definitely check out the theme song for Gold Ranger. And I always think of Jason as the definitive Gold Ranger, even though, like, Trey was there too, but Trey was kind of an alien, and then he gave his powers to Jason. Jason is the teenager with attitude, and that's what Power Rangers are. So I always feel like he just makes such a great leader, and just, I don't know, he's just really cool.
You want to know what I would do? I would have Gold Ranger, like, leader character be Jason, and then I would have the assist character be Trey.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Trey, even their motions, like, Jason has, like, a more commanding, you know, physical performance when he's in the suit, and Trey just kind of stands there.
Their voices and their movements were different.
Yeah.
Definitely, so...
There's Gold Rush, boom.
Yeah.
I like using the freeze ability and then calling in my assist guy to do the Gold Rush. The Gold Rush is actually a really cool ability, but I would have liked to see that incorporated into the moveset itself instead of, like, have that be an assist. But every single aspect of Gold Ranger is represented so well in this. And Enway, you guys did awesome. But anyway, people, that does it for our showcase. Gold Ranger, September 29th. Check out the latest update. He is a legendary. Super pumped. Don't forget to mash that like button for Gold Ranger. And oh my gosh, I'm super excited. Until we meet again, God bless and happy gaming.
See ya.